You go.
Why are you handing me the melt stick?
Man, just imagine being a kid again, your school bully pulls up for your lunch money, and you whip out the ultimate nullifier. The Cosmos have given the Marvel Universe an insane amount of content. From new worlds to new alien species, and of course, new things that go boom. From sticks imbued with godlike power to the actual power of the gods. The weaponry in Marvel Comics is some of the most imaginative of any ever created. The ones that come from off-planet, don't even get me started. Okay, well, now you've gotten me started. Let's check out the strongest Marvel cosmic weapons right now.
I'm particularly fond of these. I pulled them out of a place on Midgard called Texas.
What could be more powerful than a literal unknown quantity capable of destroying just about anything? Believed to be omnipotent and all-powerful, the weapon known as the Heart of the Universe has left even the greatest beings in the cosmos dumbfounded. No one knows how this incredible weapon came to be, not even the Living Tribunal. Thanos once used it and he believed it was destroyed. However, the mysterious nature of this incredible weapon reappeared all on its own. The Heart of the Universe is probably the most powerful weapon to exist, but its quantity and capability is simply unknown. This makes it one of the most intimidating forces ever to grace the comic book page. The ultimate nullifier is believed by many, including Uatu the Watcher himself, to be the strongest weapon that the cosmos ever produced. The nullifier is legendary in Marvel lore, and was wielded by one of the greatest minds, Reed Richards, during Galactus' first attempt to eat their planet. The powers of the ultimate nullifier can be explained quite simply. It has the power to get rid of anything. Literally. If one concentrates hard enough, they can simply make their enemy vanish. However, there should be a giant warning label on this thing. If wielded incorrectly or set to maximum power, the ultimate nullifier has the ability to eliminate the entire universe. In the comics, entire multiversal timelines have been eradicated by the use of this great weapon. It's the ultimate cheat code, and using it presents such a danger to the universe that even the Watcher may be forced to intervene in its implementation. You know, I bet prior to the year 2018, you'd be hard-pressed to find a random person on the street who knew what the Infinity Gauntlet was. Now you're the odd one out if you don't know what this incredible piece of cosmic weaponry can do. The Gauntlet itself is powered by some of the strongest singularities in any universe, the Infinity Stones. Mind, space, soul, reality, power, and time, when combined, basically give the user the power to do anything they desire. They could snap away half of the universe in an instant, or use entire moons as projectiles.
You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it.
Wielding the Gauntlet takes an insane amount of ability. Even the great Tony Stark had to sacrifice his own life to use the mighty glove. The Infinity Gauntlet may go down in history as one of the strongest weapons ever imagined. In the MCU, the Cosmic Cube was retconned to be the first Infinity Stone we would see on screen, the Space Stone. However, in the Marvel Comics, the two are actually separate, and the Red Skull's weapon of choice stands all on its own, as a powerhouse cosmic weapon. And don't give up hope on seeing this in the MCU, because in the comics, there are multiple. The Cosmic Cubes are made of energy gathered from some of the most powerful beings in the universe, the Beyonders. The Cosmic Cubes are capable of creation and destruction, and all it takes is a strong will. Essentially, these Cosmic Cubes have the power to alter reality and grant wishes. They're basically magic genies in lamps without all the obnoxious technicalities, and just imagine what a magic genie in the hands of someone like the Red Skull can do. The Necrosword is one of the coolest artifacts to come out of the billion-year history of Marvel's symbiotes. That's right, Venom and Carnage are just the tip of the iceberg. The symbiote god Null formed this venom-like blade and imbued it with celestial energy. It has the ability to shift its shape to better fit the user, and is most famous for its ability to absolutely wreck those who consider themselves gods. While the Necrosword has been doing damage for centuries, its most famous wielder is likely Gore, who matter-of-factly earned the name the God Butcher with this trusty sword in hand. Gore has used the Necrosword to destroy Celestials, as well as 3 different versions of Thor at once. Who knows, maybe some Love and Thunder will give us a little Necrosword action sooner than we had imagined. Nothing screams uncontrollable power like the Book of the Damned. The Darkhold was an ancient text that collected spells of the darkest nature. Tapping into the magic of the elder god Chthon, this artifact from another world gives the reader an unbelievable amount of magical ability. However, let's just say the user needs to be able to read. The text would likely serve as great historical memorabilia for the likes of Tony Stark or Steve Rogers, but in the hands of a master sorcerer, or witch.
I'm not a witch. I don't cast spells. No one taught me magic.
The Darkhold can be one of the most dangerous objects in the cosmos. Recently seen wielded by Agatha Harkness in the MCU, it gave her incredibly dark powers, allowing her to drain the magic of any other mystic being. However, she foolishly let it get into the hands of the Scarlet Witch. It's okay though, because Wanda has a recent track record of nothing but responsibility and rational decision making, so I'm sure the Darkhold's in great hands. If anything starts with the word Odin, you should probably be afraid of it. The Odinsword is said to be the most powerful Asgardian artifact in the great pantheon of cosmic weaponry. This is really saying something, since the likes of Mjolnir and Stormbreaker have similar origins. Like many dramatic Asgardian tales, this sword imbued with the power of Odin himself was said to be able to cause the end of the universe simply by wielding it. Well, that proved not to be the case, as certain Celestials laughed at what they probably thought was a toothpick. The Odinsword definitely deals a heavy blow. It can summon the Bifrost, go toe-to-toe with any other handheld weapon, and most importantly, its true name may sound familiar. We know it as the Odinsword, though its true and fitting name is Ragnarok. It should be abundantly clear by now that Asgard over its eternal existence has perfected production of devastating cosmic weapons. Another weapon wielded by the God of Thunder,
The God of Thunder!
Stormbreaker, was a huge improvement on Mjolnir in many ways. In the comics, Stormbreaker is a special hammer made for Beta Ray Bill, imbuing him with the power of Thor after he proved himself worthy. In the MCU, Stormbreaker became Thor's newest axe to replace the destroyed Mjolnir when he needed the type of weapon to kill a Titan. Not only does Stormbreaker give Thor the ability to fly more smoothly, as well as pack an extra punch in each swing, but Stormbreaker, unlike Mjolnir, has the unique ability to summon the Bifrost. So not only is this axe great at opening beer bottles, but it can also teleport the user across the entire cosmos in the blink of an eye. I think the Tactigon is my new favorite weapon that I just learned about today. It's maybe one of the most underestimated and powerful weapons in the universe, and its concept is so simple. Any one person likely has a weakness. The unique powers of the Tactigon alien weapon is that it can determine the weakness of any opponent, and then transform itself into the perfect weapon to exploit that weakness. And I do mean anything. It could transform into a giant machine gun, maybe a picture of Scarlett Johansson if you're fighting the Hulk, or even a feather if Thanos is really ticklish or something. It's one of the most versatile comic weapons that you probably didn't know existed before today. The Silver Surfer's board is made of almost pure cosmic energy, meaning it's one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It turns the rider into an all-powerful godlike being. Norn Rad, the Silver Surfer, is a powerless gray alien until he is united with his board, which allows him to fly past the speed of light, deal out concussive blasts of pure energy, and also absorb any attack to be redistributed later. Dr. Doom was able to commandeer the board, showing that anyone is capable of harnessing its destructive power. There are definitely many weapons on this list to choose from, but all of them look a whole heck of a lot cooler while mounted aboard a shiny silver surfboard. The thing even defeated Galactus, or whatever that cloud thing was that almost ate the Earth. The god and or demon, depending on who you ask, Cyttorak is definitely what you would call a complex character. However, like him or hate him, you can't deny that his power is astonishing. Long ago, he was banished to the Crimson Cosmos, cursed to be trapped inside a red gem. This gem has been used by a number of Marvel characters and given them incredible power. Doctor Strange frequently uses the powers of the gem, especially the Crimson Bands of Cyttorak. However, this incredible artifact doesn't just power heroes, as it created one of the most understatedly powerful villains to exist. The brother of Charles Xavier found this gem in a cave, and it gave him the power of being unstoppable. That's right, the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak is the reason Deadpool's favorite character, the Juggernaut, exists. Thor's mighty hammer is one of the greatest weapons ever created in the vast cosmos. Forged in the heart of a dying star, Mjolnir is one of the trustiest weapons to have at your side. If only you were able to wield it.
You're all not worthy.
Only those deemed worthy by a magic spell are able to lift the hammer, but the ones that are get a pretty great surprise in return. Not only is Mjolnir good for hitting stuff, but it also gives you the powers of Thor. This includes his super strength, his ability to fly, and his manipulation of lightning. Wielding it gives the users like Captain America and Jane Foster a godlike power that is hard to match. In the MCU alone, Thor has destroyed entire countries, defeated dragons and the Destroyer. Captain America has taken on Thanos one-on-one, all with the mighty Mjolnir. In the comics, the special hammer has been wrecking Thor's enemies for decades. The 10 Rings seemed extremely powerful in the MCU, and the end of Shang-Chi shows that there still may be more to come from these pieces of McLuhan tech. However, longtime comic fans know that the 10 Rings were essentially nerfed from their capabilities on the comic page. These pieces of ancient technology gave the Mandarin incredible power, as each individual ring possessed unique abilities, from matter transmutation, mind control, disintegration, strength, and at least 6 others. With them, the Mandarin was able to live an extremely long life, and conquer just about every land he set his sights on. Like we saw, the MCU basically made them just really great things to hit people with, but I hope the mythology of these rings are explored further, given that they're some of the most powerful artifacts to come from the universe. Okay, stop me when you know what I'm talking about. Incredible magical stones of immense power, used by a godlike figure to enact his will. Of course I'm talking about the Norn Stones. Admittedly, they are second rate to another set of stones, though it seems sometimes that they could overpower the Infinity ones. However, the Norn Stones are mystical Asgardian objects, often used by the trickster god Loki. These are essentially sentient rocks that can alter their power based on whoever is using them. Therefore, with a mind like Loki's, the Norn Stones are the perfect weapon to enact his mischievous ways, and sometimes dark and consequential actions. In the hands of the right person, weapons like these could hold an untold amount of power. Theoretically, some of these weapons could overpower all others if used properly. The Wand of Watoomb is certainly no exception. We've actually seen the wand in the MCU wielded by Wong in the defense of the Hong Kong Sanctum. However, its true full power was nowhere near displayed. The wand gives the wielder incredible power. It creates portals, heals people, locates anything, and most importantly, it has a unique ability to manipulate energy in such a way that it could even hold its own in a fight against the Infinity Stones. However, like I said, it takes someone with true mastery of the weapon to use it in such a way. Give Wong a break though, he wasn't the Sorcerer Supreme yet. I'm sure he would do much more with the Wand of Watoomb now than just wave it around like he did in 2016. Quantum bands are very cool cosmic artifacts that basically just prove Marvel and DC are the same thing with different names. The quantum bands are so named because obviously it just sounds cool to put quantum in front of everything. Oh, and also these bands are capable of tapping into the subatomic powers of the quantum realm. The reason for the DC comparison is quite simple. The quantum bands basically have the exact same abilities as the Green Lantern Corps' rings of power. They can manifest physical energy constructs into any shape the wielder desires. They were most notably used by the Avenger Quasar, who definitely isn't Green Lantern, so stop asking about it. They're very handy tools when in the hands of someone who knows how to use them. Listen, any chance I get to talk about this thing, I'm going to go off. One of the most deceptively powerful weapons in the MCU exists on the planet of Sakaar. That's right, folks, we're talking about the Melt Stick.
Oh, good. Yeah, come on. I think you're gonna like this.
Wielded by Topaz, the right-hand henchwoman to the Grand Master of Sakaar, the Melt Stick is a ball on the end of a stick. That's it. Oh, and also anytime the ball and the stick touches someone, they melt. The Grand Master uses it for not-so-ceremonial executions. And my god, an army where each one of the soldiers has one of these would rule over any planet in the galaxy. Not too sure what kind of technology the Melt Stick is made out of, but I have no idea why the weapon makers of the MCU haven't been trying to harness that stuff. There's a lot of crazy weapons on this list, but I likely choose the Melt Stick every time. The Staff of One is a unique little magical artifact passed down through generations of the Minoru family. It is most notably wielded by Nico Minoru of the Runaways. The Staff of One uses blood magic to do its bidding. The wielder of the staff can essentially use it to do whatever their imagination comes up with. Because of its blood magic ties, the power of the Staff of One increases with the amount of bloodshed of the user. It can do almost anything, but it comes with a slightly annoying caveat. Each user can only do a certain action with it once, and then it will never work again. Imagine teleporting yourself to Mars just to check it out and then find out you can't use that spell again. You'd have to conjure some kind of space Uber. This one definitely requires a creative mind. The Cosmic Control Rod is an extremely powerful artifact, but oh boy is there a catch. Wielded by the leader Annihilus, it is said that the Cosmic Control Rod has the power to beat even an Infinity Stone. It gives the wielder such unbelievable strength that no one dares cross them. This is how Annihilus is able to rule over the negative zone so well. However, that catch I mentioned, the Cosmic Control Rod only works in the negative zone, and in any other dimension it's basically useless. You might as well just grab a tree branch. Plus, it's the negative zone. Do you really need a magic stick to make you look around and say, actually, I think I'll go somewhere else, thanks, have a nice day? Marvel's The Avengers showed us the first taste of power the cosmos had to offer in the form of Loki and the Chitauri. The Chitauri were an alien army with incredibly powerful weapons, but one of their most useful was the Chitauri Energy Core. I imagine it's the arc reactor of wherever the Chitauri come from.
Hey, it's like the glowy thing.
That glowy thing is an explosive Chitauri Energy Core.
The Chitauri Core is what powered all of their weapons during the invasion of New York, including blasters and flying leviathans. The Vulture and his crew were also seen later using Chitauri Cores to power the Vulture suit, as well as several other gadgets invented by Phineas Mason, the Tinkerer. Also, in a pinch, if you have an X-ray handy, the Chitauri Core can serve as a handy-dandy grenade. Fun fact, apparently they exist in the Sonyverse too. Michael Keaton was not there for long, but he had another one of those flying machines up and running pretty quick. Even with all the exploring Marvel heroes have done, the vastness of the cosmos definitely has some more surprises up their sleeves. Which cosmic weapons do you think are the strongest, and who is worthy enough to wield them?